So a heartfelt gratitude to each one of you who is here and who will be joining and who will be listening later. Gratitude for everyone. So from my heart to yours, I'm grateful for your presence. To the great Supreme Being, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to my beloved spiritual teacher, Grandmaster Chokuk Sui, to his teacher, Lord Bodhisattva Meling, to the great teacher, Lord Melchizedek, to all the spiritual teachers, to all the holy gurus, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, to the hierarchy, to the central sun, the spiritual sun, the physical sun, to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, to the beings of wisdom, discernment, the beings of love, compassion, the beings of will, inner strength, righteousness, the beings of resources, technology, connectivity, to our guardian angels, to all the beings taking care of our family, our home, our lineage, our evolution, the beings taking care of this creation, the beings associated with the Triangles Blessing team, with Archangel Meditation, specifically there for today's session. The Great Karmic Board. Very grateful to all the beings of light in our rooms right now. We are very grateful for your presence, for your blessings, for your guidance, for your healing, for your motivation, inspiration, for your protection at all levels. Thank you. With deep gratitude, deep respect, and lots of love and humility, we thank you all. We thank ourselves, we thank everyone in full faith. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you for being here. So today I have something very important to share, and it's very short. And this is a very, like a deep kind of understanding or, yeah, understanding, I would say. Because a lot of times at mental level, there has been some or the other description, but there were certain instances, just like I said that, just imagine if we want to understand something, and if that being is speaking to us, or somebody who is very close to that understanding is sharing something, it makes a lot of more depth when we understand it. So there are two things in very short, I'll say, because it's very short description and that is it. One is ego and another is karma. So they're very beautiful uh, topic per se and very vast. So I'm just going to share one jest, or like said, like something which if it gets embedded in you, uh, it will be of a great help. So let's say I happen to be in a conversation with ego, okay? And when I'm saying ego, I'm talking about the lower incarnated self ego and not the spiritual one. So, one thing that's there with ego is that till the time our this physical manifestation exists, ego exists. So if somebody in this physical body says, I do not have ego, it's not possible. practically, scientifically, spiritually, exoterically, it is not possible. And why? Because we understand, like from spiritual aspect, if this entire creation, like the creator is one big flame, let's say. So what we are is a tiny flame along with lot of gross material. So when I say I and the tiny flame and the separation, it is ego. That's why I have a name. You have a name. We have so many traits related to male, female, short, tall, religion, so forth, so on, so forth. So the moment we have this physical manifestation, this existence, ego exists. Now the next thing is the quality or trait of this lower ego, which goes with this physical existence. It is its existence is based on the foundation of separatism, which separates oneself from another. So if we are all part of the same consciousness, the ego separates us from that and from each other. That's why we have this body. Yes or no? We have to close eyes and put all our might to feel that oneness. And if we open our eyes, what all we see is separate. I cannot eat for you, though we are connected and one, if I understand that. Even 1%. Can I eat for you? Can you eat for me? Can I learn on your behalf? Can I go through your karma or you go through my karma? No. So this ego is something that's quality is separatism. It separates. And when it separates, and when we connect to that quality, all that separatism even becomes bigger. Ego is the one which makes us feel sad, bad, mad, selfish. My my daughter, my son, my husband, my house, my teacher, everything I, me, my. So what best we can do if we have to make sure that we do not end up doing more negative karma? What can we do? Because there is no way, if we are living in this physical body, we cannot be separate from ego. It's not possible. So what came is we need to learn. Ego has this quality, but we need to learn how we use it, what we do. So ego is, its core is separatism, right? But again, like, how we train our body, if we have to change our diet slowly, we make sure that we are bringing in more nutritious food. Initially, the body reacts. Sometimes we feel diarrhea. Sometimes we feel, like digestive system has problem or, and slowly, the body adjusts. So the more time we exert goodness in spite of that ego that inspires us to be mean and selfish and self-oriented, it becomes like, a good boy or a good girl. So in due course of time of putting in the goodwill, the way we live, the ego starts supporting us. And like the extent to which it creates obstacle in us being a good human, that starts becoming less. The will takes over. Is it making any understanding or sense to everyone? So there is no way we can get rid of this lower ego. We just need to exert will. It's like, we say the good manners starts from home. That's how we teach the child, right? If the guests are coming, don't just jump upon all those samosas and biscuits and everything. And then we say, why? Because we learn that at home. If we don't practice at home, you will have a habit of doing it. So when we understand we have ego, we need to create good habits for it. Okay? So ego is good or bad. You see, again, there is a certain trait. Like, for example, let's say fire. Is fire good or bad? In the kitchen, it is very good. And we all have been in a place where we were very, like scared and worried when the Amazon got fire. Yes or no? Water is good or bad? The drinking water we drink is good, the shower water is good, but when the flood comes, tsunami comes, same goes with ego, good or bad. So I would try to, in my understanding, again, you can agree with me, disagree with me. I'm just sharing what I felt. If I have to describe ego, same like the elements, it is a powerful element that exists right from our existence. It is up to us how good or bad we use it. Same like money, good or bad. Same like knowledge, good or bad. Same like power, good or bad. Power with Hitler, power with Lord Ram as a king. Traits, like magical traits. Who has that? So what we do with ego, that defines it. But that is for sure that it is there. We cannot be separate from it. If I say, ego, please leave me, it'll say, okay, last day of you on this physical land, in this physical manifestation, because that's how we are created. So make sure we all have egos. So if somebody says, oh my God, Romila ji, you are very egoistic, of course. Of course, with all due respect, I am. And I'm trying to work with it. That's what I'm trying, so that this ego does not become a bad boy or a bad girl. In fact, that does not become anything. We do it under its influence. So we need to have more good habits of goodwill. Goodwill says the will that has goodness for everyone. So the more inclusive we become, the more good boy or a good girl this ego behaves in us. When I understand that if I am doing wrong in this environment, physically I see we are separate beings, but it comes back. So if I am lying, I'm creating illusion first around myself, then to others. So no matter how much separate I think we are, everything that we do comes back. It's just like that I cannot see it, but the truth is it's all of me everywhere. So if I'm slapping somebody, I'm slapping myself harder. And if I'm showing an act of kindness, I'm showing an act of kindness to me, many fold times more. So this was something very important. And there is one thing which I want to, like add and share along with it, related to karma. So karma is action, right? Like whatever we do is karma, whether it be with the physical, with the physical body, or the words, or the thoughts. It's all karma, right? So if I am generating one thought where I feel that I am superior than everyone, that's also a karma at the mental level, and it will have its own consequences. Or let's say it will have its own rewards. Because again, karma, is it good or bad? That depends. So nothing is good or bad. That depends. Everything depends upon our free will or our choices, what we are making. So related to karma, the beautiful understanding that I received was is that once it is done, it cannot be undone. You cannot undo a karma. That means, same like if you have an arrow and a bow, once the arrow has gone, it is gone. You cannot bring it back. There is no rewind in karma, there is no erasing in karma. So there are so many people who feel, the logical, intelligent people, that if we do so much of good, if we do so much of tithing and donation, that will help wipe off our karma. It doesn't work like that. You cannot erase what you have done. The words have been said, the kind of damage or upliftment they have done, they have done. So the karma cannot be undone. But when, let's say in a very, very, ladies' language, if good karma you have done is 100 grams, and the bad, the bad karma you have done is 100 grams, and the good karma you have done is 1,000 grams, 900 times more. I mean, 9 times more, 1,000 grams. So that 1,000 grams of good karma cannot erase the bad karma. You have to go through whatever you have done with this 100 grams of not good karma. But because you have done 1,000 grams of good karma, the impact of this 100 grams of not good karma will not be that much. You will not feel it that much. Let's have the business people example. If I have bad karma of 1,000 rupees, 1,000 US dollars, and if I have a good karma of 100,000 rupees, 100,000 US dollars, I will have to pay the interest in the very, very negative or harmful way of that $1,000 of the bad karma. But if I have $100,000 of good karma, that damage will not impact me more. So let's say if I have done $1,000 of bad karma and I have $100,000 of good karma with me, if that $1,000 became 2,000 and I have to pay it, I have the bank account of 100,000, 2,000 less. Does it make that much impact as a person? That is only what can be done as far as karma is concerned. So that understanding that I kill somebody and then I will create a, old age home and I'll do all that and it will undo this, it's not possible. You have to go through whatever you have done based on karma. But if you have the bank account of a lot of good karma, that impact will be less on you. You will feel it less. Is it making sense to everyone? Like as logical as human, I can make that. And that is the best way, I would say, to understand how karma works. Now, again, when we say karma, intention is the matter which makes it, which defines if it is going to how much degree of good and how much degree of bad. So let's say I have really, how to say, I have damaged let's say any one of you. Like, for example, I have made some kind of damage to Pascal sir, who is sitting here, right? But then I know I have done that. Now, very logically, I understand this karma. So because I have damaged there, I'm trying, to do good so that this gets undone. I am not sewing, I'm still doing business. Are you getting me? It will not generate that much of good karma. If I say, oh my God, I caused him damage, I feel guilty, I recognize my mistake, I will try my best that I don't repeat that same mistake again. And along with it, I try to do as much good as possible, not calculating this month of good karma, I have to give this percent of money because I have to take a. We cannot have good karma strongly there with a logical business mentality. There has to be the genuineness of the heart that defines the quality. So we may logically, do a lot, but if spiritually we will see the quality of good karma would be much, much, much less. On the other hand, somebody who is donating, let's say 1 crore, logically thinking, and there is one who spent just 10 rupees out of the goodness of the heart. The spending of 10 rupees person will have the generation of more good karma compared to the one who spent 1 crore. Is it making sense to everyone? Because a lot of time people say, I want to do, I don't have enough. For goodwill, you don't need much. You just need to have that goodwill inside. It does not matter how much. I want to make donations because I know I have a lot of, poverty around me. I have done a lot of bad karma maybe behind, and I have to have a prosperity karma. But then if my income is less and I have my responsibilities, so if I genuinely from my heart don't take my responsibility as a burden and say, oh my God, because of this responsibility, I'm not able to donate. And if I say, I love my family, and I have to do, there is a different way of nurturing and providing, like the love aspect of God, right? So when I do that, and it does not matter, just 1 rupee is enough, whatever I can do, I'm doing it. And not from the space of I have to generate it. I have to do because that's how I am. So I'm not helping somebody because at the back of my mind, I need to have good karma. I am doing something good because I cannot do any other way. And when that goodness becomes our part, that creates a lot of good karma without even putting efforts. Intention matters. Because when we bring it from the mind, it is again the ego, which is acting naughty and say, okay, you did little stealing here, no problem. You do donation there. It doesn't work. In fact, that's a bad investment. That donation I'm giving also, my account is becoming less and it's not doing its work. So when we have to have good karma, we need to have that goodwill center, a quality of that inside us. Okay. Whatever I said, please feel free to just say, oh no, whatever she was saying, I don't agree. That's fine. This is what I understood very literally in that way, as if the ego was talking to me, as if the karma was talking to me. And it really made all the sense. So all the various books that I have been reading on karma, or it just makes it very simple, like literally simple. Literally simple. If something I have done, I have to bear the consequences. It cannot be undone. What is there in me, that I make sure that I, give my ego so much of good habits that by default, my living with every breath I take, it is generating good karma. Because I am not doing action out of mind so that there is a business related to nullify or take care of my bad deaths in terms of bad karma, but because that's how I am. And I think one way, if I would say, connecting with the physical sun itself is a very powerful tool or technique. If ever you look at sun, just say, like we all have so many ideals. We sometimes have ideals in terms of celebrities. Oh my God, how beautiful. But if at all, you have to make an ideal, make sun the ideal. Who is there, without looking for anything. So if you can just look at sun and just say, oh my God, I pray, I wish I could be like you, shining, giving, comforting, right? Then what about donating connected to health? Like I said, doing donation is good, but if I'm doing because I want this much, it will not have that, it will, it's like if you are donating, it will generate good karma. Not that much if it is coming from the logical mind. Every action has a quality. So of course you are donating, it will generate. But if I'm doing no, I'm doing it because I am going through health crisis. Where is the goodness of the heart? This is again that separates selfish, mean ego. Is it making sense to you? There is a difference. Every action has, everything that we do is a karma. The moment we breathe in is a karma. The moment we breathe out is a karma. Now just imagine every moment the kind of kachra I have, like the dustbin things I carry inside. The moment I breathe out, I am polluting the environment with my breath. And that is a karma. It is said that when there are highly spiritual being, when they die, the body does not smell. Have you heard that? When highly evolved beings, when they die, when they leave the physical body, the body does not rot. It smells, it does not smell bad. And all of us, our mouths smell. We need, why? So there is one more beautiful way of seeing how much beauty is coming. Your sweat will not smell that bad. Your breath will not smell that bad as there is purity that comes in. Your body tells you how much of, that rotten thing that's there inside. So, yeah, I thought I would speak less, but I think I would have to explain a little more. I hope it helps everyone. So if I have to check, I really, long way to go, Kim. Long way to go. Seriously, long way to go. But I sincerely hope that all that has been shared, not just with all of you who are here, any point of time, if it can make, it can just create one seed of that knowledge which stops somebody from doing wrong. I think it's a good start because awareness is a very important and first step. Once I'm aware, oh God, in my thought I criticize, came wrong karma. So I'll not go with the fear. I'll go with, okay, how can I do that by default the negative thoughts do not come to me? And I can really tell you, every person is different and unique. What works for me may not work for you. So you will have to find your own way of what should I do so that there is more beauty in my existence, more beauty in my words, more beauty in my thoughts. And the moment we become like sun, more beautiful giving, do you feel right? Sun makes an impact on you. We feel hot. So when we become, it impacts the people no matter how much they resist. Exactly, I'm telling. That's how I have seen also. That's why we talk about good sangat, like good companionship. Because when you are in that kind of environment, what happens when you again and again come and listen to me or to anyone for that matter, who is telling something which is uplifting? After listening, you don't feel dull. You feel that, okay, yeah, it's something feels right. So when we live in that kind of environment, we also contribute, no? So the more your sun in you, your light in you shines, it impacts everyone and they change because you are not polluting this time as you're breathing out. You are clearing the pollution. It's like if a person is going to a less polluted place, you feel, if you go, you feel, oh my God, I think I'm breathing better. So people change because of you, not because you're saying something, but because of your presence. And that's why we go to the teachers, no? All those who have been lucky enough to spend time with spiritual beings like Master Choa, like Jesus, like, any of what is different in them. Because what they radiate, they are like mini suns on the physical world. So yeah, so that's like, we cannot see what is neutralizing, neutralizing negative karma. I do not know the meaning of what does that mean. What I'm saying is, if you have done, you cannot undone. Once you do so much of good, it does not have that much impact. So probably that's neutralizing in one way. That you have so much of good thing around that that one thing, one foul thing is not impacting you that much. It is same like, if my body is super healthy, if one day I eat one burger, it will not impact. So if one day, maybe from 1 month, I can take out one day which is 100% junk day, it will not impact my organs. But if I am diabetic, one thing of sugar is so depends how much wrong I have done. I don't know, there's one statement I heard or I learned from Master Choa, the teacher from pranic healing, is if anyone has to know about your past, how my past would have been, look at your present, all the goodness that's there, all the challenges, it tells about how good or bad you have done in the past. And if you want to know about the future, again look in your present, because what you are doing right now will be creating the future. And I think that one statement completely changed me from being fearful of karma to that space where I feel I am in control. Because my actions is under my control. Somebody is being nasty. It's my choice if I react or I respond. So when I know with everything I'm doing right now, physically, emotionally, mentally, words, actions, I am creating my future, it really makes life very easy. So I cannot go in the past and undone what's done, but I can do so much good that the shockers are so good that the bumpy road doesn't feel that bumpy. Okay. So yeah, thank you for those smiles. Let's yeah. So doesn't it does not make that less. Like no goodness can make the bad less. It's like there is so much of goodness again that if I have crores in my bank account, if somebody stole 1 lakh, it will not make much difference. I still paid or I still experienced. It did not make that difference. But it did not undo what I did. That's why there are so many good people going through so many challenges. So focus on doing good instead of saying, oh my God, my neighbor is not good. He's still doing. There is one story, I think, from Sai Baba's story that, there was one girl who got married to another family, and this girl was very giving and generous, and that's how her background was. So when they were eating, uh, so maybe Sai Baba or let's say somebody came for asking for like bhiksha, and then olden days, it is like you have to give if somebody has come. It was like in at least in India, in the Eastern tradition, it was supposed to be mandatory. So this person stood, like this daughter-in-law started going, and the other people, they were on the dining table or eating, and they just, no, 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 go. And they just disregard. And she felt so bad that she made a point that later she just go run after the person and she says sorry. And then the saint says that don't worry, it's okay. You don't worry. They all are eating, like raw food. Not raw, what do you call stale food. Basi kha rahe hain. That means all the good that they have done, they are reaping that only. They are not generating anything better right now. So you don't worry about it. They don't know how to eat fresh. They are eating stale. There's so many stories which makes a lot of impact. So do good So yeah, all those who say, but yeah, we have been taught that do good is good. That's how we make habit. But don't stuck it as a business mentality. Try to do good and make that goodness a part of you, so that you don't have to put a check every first off because I have to donate, because I know this will bring in more money, more clients, but because I know there are so many people who are going through challenges and I can spare. So I'm not saying don't do good with thinking, do good with thinking, but don't stop there with the mind. Bring your heart in your goodness, so that you don't have to think. It is your reflex. Goodness has to be a reflex, not a mental thing. The moment you touch something hot, the body goes back, no? So the moment I see something, some injustice, somebody who's suffering, the goodness has to be my reflex. I don't have to plan goodness, no? That has to be there in the system. It will happen. If you are listening to me, it will happen, I'm sure. I'm sure if you're listening this will happen. So try to have that goodness as a part of you. Not because I am forgiving, because I know this will make this person think how good I am. I am forgiving because that's how I am. It does not matter. I am doing good to you because that's how I am. It does not matter if you smile back at me, if you say thank you to me, if you return some goodness back to me. I am doing this because this is what I or me is, right? So we have already taken a lot of time. Please just take a few deep breaths, take a sip of water, and we'll do meditation. Thank you. The great Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to my beloved spiritual teacher, Grandmaster Chopak Sui, to Lord Bodhisattva Mele, to Lord Melchizedek, to all the great great ones, holy gurus, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, to all the great great beings, to the spiritual sun, to the beings of light in our rooms, to all the beings of resources, of connectivity, technology, of understanding, wisdom, discernment. Very grateful for your presence, the beings of ego, the beings of karma. Very grateful for your presence, for your blessings at all levels. With deep gratitude, respect, and love, we thank you all. We thank everyone, including ourselves, in full faith. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Before we end, we have a service project, and that's why we had to just end it like this. There's a beautiful person who mentioned in us that, the word neutralize is used for karma, that do a lot of good, and we use it. So I was looking, what is the meaning? What do we mean by neutralize? Like if we can do good karma neutralizes. See, neutralizes means making something ineffective, right? It is making something ineffective. It does not say it undo or wipe it off. So when we do more, it is same. Like when you do so much of good, that it makes the negative impact less on you. Exactly same. It's not saying that karma will be undone. So I hope that's everybody understand that, no? And I know, Jedi, just 1 minute, huh? I know it's getting a little late. Just one thing. I
We
know
have till 10:10.
a lot of you are pranic healers, and Master Chua also always emphasize on character building, on becoming a good person, and he has given tools. See how we do as a child, we give them techniques, right? Step 1, step 2, step 3. But if you go deeper into Master Choa's teaching only, he says pranic healing and erratic yoga is a bridge to spirituality. And he himself refers so many various authors. He himself has studied, he was a very, I think he was very, very strongly connected with the group of Astara. And he always, how did he come to know? He was a Chinese Filipino, Chinese descent. He had better knowledge of the Eastern knowledge than a lot of people who lives here, because he was very open to learning and everything. In his limited duration of physical body, what he gave to the humanity is mind blowing. But he gave to the humanity who is very, very young in terms of discernment. step by step by step. And then he says, this is a bridge. So when you understand that doing donation, tithing, doing good, generate good karma, it makes the negative karma less. That is good to create habit. But don't stop there. He launches Made to Enhance Meditation open for everyone so that you work on your heart and you work on your crown. More than heart, work on crown. Crown talks about oneness, universal love, not personal. So if I am connecting with his energy right or with his teachings right, he would be saddened to see that people just stuck here with the mental ego self and stick with doing tithing out of selfish means. That is a way to develop habit of being good, but don't stop there. Let it go and be a part of your heart, of your crown, of your existence at soul level, so that you don't have to think exactly. Your reflex should be goodness. Your reflex should not be anger, hatred, and speaking of I am better or I am less. The reflex should be goodness, no? Goodness that comes from your heart, not from the mind. Okay. I think that's enough for today. Thank you so much. Lots of love, and we'll see you next Thursday at my Namaste. Thank you. I hope my message just reaches in the sincerity and the right intent. It's my foundation is Master Chiva's teaching. And I am very grateful that he came and he chose me to be one of his students. Any other knowledge or the esoteric knowledge, whatever I read, I study, it's because he referred them. I did not know. But understand his teachings and don't stuck with being a small kid. Grow. Use that as your foundation so that you have wings and fly, not just stick and drag and continue, right? Connect with the teachings, you will connect with the teacher itself. Yeah. Thank you. Lots of gratitude to you all and lots of gratitude to him. Namaste. Bye.